Hello there, my YouTube friends, nerds, nerdettes. Got for you today, I Am the Law. From Virtual Toys. Got a Judge Dredd.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
And this Judge Dredd, I don't know if you can tell by the box, is more my era. You know, I'm old enough to remember when Sylvester Stallone played Judge Dredd, and I quite enjoyed that movie. You know, whether it's as good as the movie that's been done, sort of. Oh God, when was it? Was it in the late '90s or the early 2000s or something like that? I can't remember now. I've got no idea with time scales. I'm really bad at that type of crap. But this guy's more my era. I remember when this movie came out, and obviously Sylvester Stallone was one of those action heroes of the day. One of my heroes of the day, alongside the likes of Jean-Claude Van Damme and Schwarzenegger. You know, they were the men in the days. Dolph Lundgren came around not long after that. So this, guys, I'm going to do a quick unboxing, show you what you get. Let's see if these even stand up anywhere near to how good Hot Toys stuff are. So let's give it a look and see what you get, and then maybe we'll do a quick review depending on how much time we've got. So first off, then, guys, what we can see is that, again, it's a slip cover, revealing straight away what's behind it. And as you can see there, straight off, hopefully with a bit of luck, there seems to be two head sculpts in there, straight off, one helmeted, one with just his face on. So what we need to do now is get them out of the box and see just how good the quality these have done, guys. So just before we do that, guys, what we're going to do is going to show you around this box. As you can see, it obviously isn't an official license because it's got Justice Judge rather than Judge Dredd written on the side there. The back, not much on there, but Virtual Toys. The other side again, Justice Judge, and the front, obviously, as you've seen before. Top of this thing, it says on Justice Judge, I Am the Law. Bottom is exactly the same. The side has his sort of thing that was on his helmet. Same with the other side, and that's what you're getting there. The back, again, not much to it, just enough to let you see what the thing is, and then we'll get it open and find out exactly what the. And by the looks of this, there's actually a couple of layers to it. The box is quite big, and there seems to be a second layer behind this first layer. So I don't know what's behind there, but I guess we'll find out in a moment. You can see the first one, got this head sculpt, and then the masked head sculpt. You do have another hand, which is a bit thing that you've only got really the one extra hand, but hey, it's the way it is. And he's just obviously, what is it called, the lawgiver or whatever it is? I can't remember, you know, like I say, I've got a bad memory. The actual uniform itself feels very, very soft. We'll see basically when I do the review of just how much detail goes into these things and just how well they are. But you can see there the front end, it's what you get. We'll have a quick look at this sculpt here. You can see we're going to be doing a proper review. So, I mean, that looks pretty damn good actually. I mean, that is pretty cool. You know, you can tell. Thanks, dog. And he pops in with us again as usual. But you can see there, I mean, that you can tell straight away who that's meant to be. You know, at least I can anyway. But that is pretty damn good. I'm pretty thingy with that. Quick look at this hand. Yeah, that's quite good, quite well detailed. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. That seems to be pretty damn good likeness. That they've done a really good job by the looks of it. Let's see what's on that second layer. You can see the second layer, that is pretty damn good. I mean, that looks quite an impressive stand. You know, let's see if I can get it out easily or not. Not sure how easy it's going to come out. Yeah, stand up still. I mean, look at that. For a stand, for being not Hot Toys, that is probably better than a lot of the Hot Toys ones I've ever seen. You know what I mean? I don't usually use a stand, but I'll tell you what it is, if I was to use a stand thing, I would definitely use this one with this character. Like, that is really good. Really good. I'm really impressed with that. And it's a fair old weight. You know, it's not really light compared to what a lot of stands have been. And of course you've got the crotch grabber, and then this bit here. You know, that's sort of pretty good. And actually, see that solid. You see that underneath bit, that's definitely plastic. But these bits feel like that. These bits here actually feel like they're metal. You know, they're very thin. These bits are plastic. You know, but they need that in order for his arms to be able to move, and I would take it. So, but these bits across the top here feel die cast. Yeah, that's quite possibly die cast as well. That's pretty. I am impressed. I've got to admit, I am impressed for it not being a Hot Toys figure. I am pretty damned impressed with that. Like, that is real good, real good. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get straight on with a review. Accessories wise, guys, you can see there isn't a great deal. Okay, there isn't. There's not much at all here. But how much do you really need? You know, this is an early sculpt before they actually sort of really started taking into account a lot of accessories. You know, let's see if we can get this to home in any better. I think that's slightly better. So you can see there, you know, you only get the one extra hand, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. One extra hand. Again, I'm sure somebody will correct this, just called the lawgiver. Yeah, not the greatest of details. There's no moving parts. Nothing comes out because obviously it wasn't exactly like a normal style pistol, but there is no sort of moving parts on it, you know, which is a bit of a shame. But still, yeah, it's decent enough looking. Very much plastic and light. That, I mean, I am impressed with that. I think that is a pretty damn good head sculpt here. Yeah, so I am impressed with that. That is pretty damn good. You know it's who it's supposed to be. You can see who it's supposed to be. They're kind of curling his lips the way Sly had. Yeah, that's damn good. I'm impressed with that. This thing again, I think is damn good. And I think they've put a lot of detail in it. Like I say, this definitely feels at the top end here die cast. This feels die cast. That quite possibly is die cast. This bit obviously is plastic because it needs to be able to move for your shoulder movement in it. But I think it's pretty damn good, you know. And this, I mean, this is just really, really well done, you know. I think you couldn't have wanted for better, you know, unless you wanted something really plain and simple. I think that's damn good, you know. I think it'll look really cool on display on that stand. It's probably one of the only ones I will use a stand for, because I do like that stand. And again, as per usual, your crotch grabber, you know. And the only thing I don't like about crotch grabbers is the fact that, you know, when you stand them up on there, you can still see these bits grabbing onto it, and I just think it can detract a little bit from what you're looking at, but it is again what it is. So that, guys, is all the accessories you get. But again, what more do you really want? You know, there's plenty of stuff you could ask for, but it's pretty good on the whole for it not being Hot Toys, and I'm pretty impressed with that so far. It's pretty good. And there is the figure as he comes. I haven't put anything on him at all. That's just how he actually comes to start with. So we'll get a proper look at him now, but that's how he comes. I'm going to put a few bits and pieces on maybe in a minute, but I think that's not bad. The likeness wise and the face sculpt, how well that's going to pick it up. Let's see if we can get it to home in better on him.
I am the law!
That is damn good, you know. That is a pretty damn good likeness to Sylvester Stallone. I think I'm pretty impressed with that. That is fine. You know, not perfect, but what do you expect? Yeah, actual thing, yeah, it's very, very soft, like it's padded out. Very soft to touch material. He has got half decent range of motion. Yeah, it's not a double bend, but it's fine. Ratchet style shoulders to come out over. The wrists obviously have full range of motion. Pretty good range of motion on the legs. Apart from, I mean, that looks a little bit bad, but then again, really, he probably wouldn't have his legs up like that unless you had him on his motorbike and that, which I haven't obviously got with this one. So, but he's still got good range of motion on him. You do have a bit of bend there at the waist, but not a great deal. You know, so that's pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with that. That's okay. And I think the material it is as well, because it's not like these rubberized materials that's on a lot of the newer figures, it shouldn't really sort of be that bad. It's dropping back into shape, you know, so that's pretty cool as well. And he does, obviously, as we've seen before, stand up by itself. All of these equipment can be moved around a little bit to make it a bit more presentable wise. But let's get some of his stuff on him and see how he looks all taller. You can see with these don't open. The belt and that moves around quite readily, so you can put it where you need to put it. This bit works well if you do happen to think about it. I think most people are going to have the gun in his hand, but that thing will hold the gun quite easily. It just slips down into that. I think to hold his gun, I've put his other hand on. So the detail in his wrist armament, I think it's pretty good. There's his gun in hand. His shoulder pads on. And his face sculpt. It's pretty damn cool, man. Pretty damn cool. I want to show you some of the things that impress me the most about this thing, which I actually prefer over the way Hot Toys do them. Now, I don't know whether other people will. Other people might disagree with us, and that's fine. You can see the reasons why in the comments if you want to. But I'm going to show you in a second just why I feel some of these things I've done slightly better than Hot Toys. It's only in a couple of places, but I'll show you why. I just want to give you one quick last real good look over. You can see stands up by itself. You don't even really need the crotch grabber. We'll have another quick look at this head sculpt, which I think again is pretty damn impressive. It's pretty damn good. Considering this isn't Hot Toys, this is made by a totally different firm, and it's not even a legit franchise one. I think they've done a damn good job of it, guys. I really do. So you're maybe asking me why are you so impressed with some of these things with this? One of the reasons why is this: the head sculpt, look how easy that comes off, because it's literally on a bigger neck peg. It comes off and goes on so easily, and I think that is pretty damn good when you consider a lot of the ones you're having to really struggle to get the damn things off. And I am always frightened about breaking the neck pegs and everything. You know, yes, you might not get as much, but you're still getting a decent range of motion on them. You know, it's not loads, but you still are getting a range of motion. Wrist pegs wise, to me again, you know, look at that. That was easy to get out because it didn't have like a ratchet style thingy that the ones from Hot Toys and that have. You know, it came out easy. Fair enough, I'll get it out of his hand was a little bit more thingy, but then it goes on dead easy. You know, you cannot fault that. You know, you cannot. These bits here are easy to get on and off. There's one piece underneath here that you can just make out here, and it's actually on a magnet. Now I know Hot Toys have a lot of that magnetic style stuff, which is great. The main reasons I think it was for the wrist peg and the neck peg, I think they were brilliantly done. But these are easy to get on and off. Literally, that just clips off because it's magnetized underneath. It's funny as well because the one that's underneath here, that's magnetized to his body as well, which is pretty good. You know, so it means it can be taken off and moved around. Yeah, so that's why it impresses a little bit, is that how easy the neck peg comes off. You know, to change the head, I don't have to force it. I don't feel like I'm going to break it, which is great. And same with the actual wrist peg. You know, it came out quite easily, came quite nicely. I didn't have to force it. I didn't feel like I was going to break it, which I have done on a few others. You know, I have broke them. Maybe that's just my lack of knowledge on how to do it or what, but I have broke a number of them. So I was actually impressed with how easy that came out. You know, and it's not like it's going to just fall out. It's not. It won't just drop out. You know, it's sturdy enough in there because it's got a long enough peg inside, but it just comes out a lot easier and a lot better. So I'm actually really impressed with how this is looking. And I'll give you one last look before we call this review a day. You see, it stands up nicely on its own. That's fine. That's all good. That's what I like. And you might think I've actually just gushed over this figure with it not being Hot Toys, and yeah, I have. I am pretty much impressed. There is faults with it though. You know, there is faults, guys. You know, a lot of these things have to be sort of manoeuvred quite a bit, which it is good that they've got manoeuvrability. The belt is pretty good that you can move it up and down, but the uniform itself is in two pieces, so a lot of times you have to try and tuck in this piece and keep trying to tuck it in place in order for it not to think. You can see that when it goes out of shape quite easily, and when you're moving things around, this comes out and you constantly have to tuck it back in and try to maneuver the belt around to get it in position. And with the knee pads, I've actually managed to get the knee pads in a pretty good position right now, but generally speaking they've got a habit of dropping down and almost resting on his sort of boots. Yeah. But other than that, it's not too bad. You know, you can sometimes you can move these around and you can get a little bit of unsightliness with the actual joints, especially around on the knees. If you don't manage to get the position of the knee pads right, the knees can look pretty crappy. But other than that, I think it's a damn good piece, considering, you know, that they didn't have the license for it. And I'm pretty impressed. I still think it's a damn good piece. You know, would Hot Toys have done better? Possibly in some respects, yes. But for what it cost us, for how well it looks, I gotta say, Virtual Toys have made a damn good piece here, and I'm proud to have this in my collection. Damn proud to have this in my collection. I just wish it had a few more hands with it, but other than that, yeah, you're getting what you pay for, and I'm happy, and that's the main thing, guys. So please, if you like, you know, comment, let us know what you think. Subscribe if you like what you see, so you can come back and see more of what I'm about to do. So I still have a few more openings to do. I have spent quite a bit lately, but that was literally because I've took early retirement due to my cancer. So I've been buying myself a few pieces now while I've got the chance and while I've got the time and while I'm still here to be able to enjoy them. Because with my form of cancer, we don't know how long I've got. But just one thing we need to do possibly is move this, just hang on. I need to try and move that around a little bit. Probably looks a little bit better, not much, but a little bit better. There you go, guys. This is Justice Judge, or as we know him, Judge Dredd, the Sylvester Stallone version. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Any likes and comments would be much appreciated. And you know, for a fact, I always get back to people. This is the Bearded Nerdy Wolf. And I'm out of here.
Bad Wolf. The big bad wolf.